Storm Prep 2024. I live in Florida at the beach. This is the How to Beach channel, as you can see on my shirt here. And the beach is right across the street. And so those of us who live at the beach are used to doing storm prep. We're used to hurricanes. We're used to getting ready for power outages and being without food and possibly being stranded in our homes for a while. But this storm that's coming right now is going to be bigger and badder than most storms. And it's going to impact a lot of people in Georgia and different places, North Carolina, that aren't used to doing storm prep. So I thought I would do an essentials of storm prep for either if you're new to Florida, if you aren't used to getting into these types of situations, or I might even have some ideas for you veteran pros out there that you never thought of. So I'm going to go over all the things we've done to get ready for Helene, which is already starting to rain here. Step one, take all your outdoor furniture. Usually I have chairs and a little table and cute little lights hanging in the trees. All of these things have been taken down and put in my shed over there. I haven't put these chairs in yet because I might want to sit out here and watch it rain for a minute, but I'm just going to pop them inside. Sorry about the lighting. I'm just going to pop them in the sliding glass door here if it gets bad. So you can see everything in the yard all put away, locked down, and secured. Another thing while I'm out here that you might need to think of is on your gutters. Make sure you check your gutters to make sure they're free of debris and things are flowing correctly. Like this one is not doing. I didn't check that when I checked the ones in the front of the house. So I got a job to do when we finish this video. But check to make sure, that's why you got to check. You got to make sure everything is flowing correctly. I also have a little French drain right here, and I had to cut a little path because the grass grows through here. The water will back up on my porch here, so I've got a French drain that goes out to the lake there. But I need to check that because I put another French drain or PVC pipe drain that goes all the way out to the lake out there. So I've got to go check that when we're finished. But let's go in here. I'll show you what else I've done. Okay, you've got to be ready to think that you might be without power for a couple of days. So you've got to charge everything you can charge: cell phones, tablets, computers. Some of the other things I have that I charge up are little lights like this. It makes a nice little lamp when we're sitting around in the dark. Same with this guy, little lamp here. These things are cheap. They're like 20 bucks, if that. We take them to concerts and we use them on the beach. We use them for lots of other things as well. Something else you might not think about, I have these lights that I use for lighting myself up when I do videos. If you have camera gear, and these don't have to just be this harsh light. Also, you can change the colors somehow. Changes colors, etc. Anything else you might have, like these cute little battery operated candles. We have actual candles all ready to go. We have lighters ready to go so that we're not fumbling around looking for things in the dark. These are more of my camera equipment lights. External battery packs. If you got any of these babies, get them charged up. I have a weather radio that operates on 3 AA batteries. This just gets weather if we need to hear weather updates. Something else you might not think of, like I put my drone out here because my remote control for my drone can actually, it's got an extra port. You can charge cell phones and things with the battery that's in there. I've got rechargeable flashlights. They're all charged up. So this is all the things that we charge up for being out of power. We've got a little go bag here with passports and all of our important documents ready to go here in case we need to evacuate. That's all ready to go. There's my new Ninja wood-fired grill sitting in the dining room here because we had to move it all inside. We also have lots of water. These things are great. This is 5 gallons. People use these for camping. I've got 2 of these. I also have this, which is usually like a 3-gallon one, but it had a little hole in it that I didn't know about. So you got to check these things periodically. So we also have backup. We filled up all of our pitchers, our Yetis, our like water bottles, all filled up, ready to go. So that in case we're without water, we've got all these. As you see, I've got the lake in my backyard, so I can use that for flushing toilets and things if I needed to. But if you don't have a lake in your backyard, you can fill up bathtubs and use that water to flush toilets, or I could boil it if I needed to. I also have lots of ice. I filled up water bottles and froze them. I bought ice And I also froze Ziploc bags full of water because if the power goes out, the ice, I can put some of the ice also into the refrigerator, but that'll help keep things cold in there for longer, so they won't spoil, instead of just telling people, don't open the fridge door. Still don't open the fridge door, but that'll help keep things cold longer. What else have I done? Oh, I bought extra charcoal. So if I need to cook things, I can cook on the grill. I made a big batch of tacos last night, taco meat. I got extra taco shells. As long as it stays cold in the fridge over here, we can eat tacos for like 2 or 3 days. We got lots of fresh fruits and vegetables. So you got to keep the wine and things to keep the wife calm down as well, but you got to keep some food that you can cook and eat and be ready. I've got tons of canned food that we always just have, beans and tomatoes and things also. So what else do you need to do? You also need to get gas filled up in all of your cars. If you have gas cans, fill up the gas cans and be ready in case you do. Even a day or two into this, you might decide, you know what, let's go to grandma and grandpa's house where they have power and refrigeration and air conditioning. Because you can plan for all the things you want, but when you don't have air conditioning for 2 or 3 days in the South here, where it's hot and sticky still, you may not want to stay around as long as you think. Oh, I have my wireless speaker all charged up. We have a house in Puerto Rico. If you don't know that, we go down to Puerto Rico a lot, and the power goes out in Puerto Rico all the time. So one thing I found that's nice with those little lanterns that I have that I keep charged up, I keep some of those in Puerto Rico. I also have a wireless speaker that I keep charged up all the time. So that when the power goes out, I can still play music on my phone. We could sit and listen to the radio and be in the pool, or not sit in the dark. We have the little lanterns, and you don't feel quite like you're in such an emergency situation when you have some music playing, you have some ambient lighting going on. Maybe you have kids or scared spouses, husbands or wives that don't do well. That makes everybody just feel a little bit more calm, and it makes things feel like you're not in such a desperate situation. The truth is, for most of us in Florida or Georgia, if the power goes out, we're not going to be out of power for weeks and weeks at a time. You really probably need to just prepare for a couple of days. If things get worse or don't get better after a couple of days, your car's all gassed up, you can still leave. You can go to a motel, you can go to a friend's house somewhere an hour away from where you live and probably get back to some normalcy in your life. So you don't need to plan for a month of being without power, I would say. Just need to plan for the worst and don't stay if it's going to be unsafe where you are. But for most of us, I would say 2 or 3 days is going to be the longest you're going to be without power. So be ready for that. They say have 1 gallon of water per day per person. So if you got a family of 4, that's 12 gallons of water. I've got 2 of these big 5-gallon things here for the 2 of us, so we're going to be fine. So just think ahead a little bit, prep a little bit. You don't have to freak out. It's probably not going to be as bad as you think. We've been through Michael, which was a Cat 5. We've been through Dorian when we were in St. Thomas, which was a Cat 1, which blew the roof off and molded our whole house. So we've been through a couple hurricanes. It's not as scary after you've been through a few. The first one is usually pretty terrifying. The best thing is to just leave, but if you're going to stay, do some proper planning. And if you found this helpful, give me a like down there. This is the How to Beach channel. We talk about all things that are beach. We do lots of beach gear reviews and things. So stick around, subscribe to the channel if you want more advice on things to do at the beach, because even if you don't live at the beach, you might want to come here and I might have some good ideas for you. So stick around. Now let's go see if we can fix that pipe outside that is backed up and my gutters aren't draining out. That'll be fun to do in the rain. So there's a big old weed growing out of there. I guess mud got down in the bottom of here and a weed grew in there, and this thing's totally filled up. You can see the water barely trickling out here. So I gotta try to fix it. I'm gonna put you right here. Hopefully I don't lose this screw. Hopefully an alligator doesn't eat me also. Shit, I got 2 screws in here. How many screws I put in here? So far, so good with the alligators. Oh, damn. I think I have 3 screws. Oh man, I'm in an ant pile too. Oh, this isn't going very well. There's a problem. Well, problem fixed. Oh, look at that. And that, my friends, is why you have to check your drainage pipes before a big storm. Look at that. Okay, now she's running free and clear. That's why you charge your tools too. You could have an emergency in the middle of having no power where you have to fix something quickly, and make sure your tools are charged up too. Just learned that lesson myself.